Reiki Master Video 7. We're going to talk about working with a client, and you want to start out, I'm just going to kind of outline this, not necessarily using the notes, but you want to start out your session with everything ready to go. You've done all the steps necessary. You've drawn in the energy, you've rinsed your fingers, and you don't have anything distracting, and you're ready to work on them. You want them to be comfortable. Give them a blankie if they need to be kept warm. Whatever you feel you need to do to be ready for your session. And then when you work with your client, you're either going to hover or cover, and we've talked about this numerous times. But as you're working with them, you do not want to move fast. You want to go slow. You want to allow the energy to speak. You want to allow the energy to wake up on its own. And if you're moving fast, that's evasive. That's a feeling of, and energetically, that can be very, very uncomfortable. So when you're working with a client, you always want to have them in mind. You always want to have their best interest in mind, and you always want to be focused on the highest good. And giving yourself permission to perform that and do that with a clear mind. When you come in a room, close the door behind you, you keep yourself on the outside, and you allow yourself to come in to connect with them, to be there for them, to help awaken the energy for them. And you're going to simply be the facilitator. You're simply going to come in and say, hey, here's my energy. Let me wake up yours. Let me connect with your energy, and let's give that energy a boost. Maybe it's sluggish, maybe it's sleepy, maybe it's been hurt, maybe it's been abused, maybe it's been through things that, traumas that have caused it to quiet down. And what your job and what your purpose is during a Reiki session is just simply to facilitate that awakening and that opening for them, and you want to give them what they need. That retention is theirs, that awakening is theirs. And like we said before, you may notice it happening, you may not notice it happening. They may say, wow, I could feel heat from the top of my head down to my toes. Or you could be like, wow, as I was working, I felt like we hit a brick wall, and then all of a sudden, the energy shifted and changed, and we were able to move on. And that's what we want to do. We want to be open, flowing, and free with what we're doing. As a Reiki master, you have mastered all of the bits and pieces that make that session ultimately the highest that it can be. And you're bringing in the energy that is the highest that you can bring in within yourself, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, on all levels. And that's what you want to share with that client. That's what you want to share with yourself. You can lay in your own bed, you can be in a bathtub, and you can do your own healing session over yourself. Showed you the hand positions in level 1. Really just giving yourself that permission, giving yourself that vibrational energy to yourself to help yourself heal, as well as while you're doing and sharing with your clients. Remember, they own their own healings. Moving your hands about is another. And if you're going in there and if you're going, and you're adjusting and you're pulling and you're putting in and that type of thing, you're not doing Reiki. Remember that. It's simply, they're there to facilitate what they want and what their highest good is, and what their energy knows and recognizes is the right thing to do and be. When we're born and we come in, we're perfect, we're pure. No matter what our physical body retains, our soul, our essence is pure. It is who we are. Be cautious when you're doing work with clients that you don't cross that boundary. If they've come in and asked for Reiki, and you've explained Reiki, or maybe some of the other practices you do, chakra balancing, energy emerging, whatever. If you explain to them what it is and they say, no, I just want Reiki, stay within the confines of just Reiki. It's really important that you do that. Remember, if you're moving your hands in like a circular manner to balance, or if you're trying to take out or anything like that, you have tried to control the healing.